Hey everybody, it's Liv from Live with Plants here, and today I have a special video for you that I've been wanting to do for a while. Category is succulents and cacti. This was really the first type of plants that I was super obsessed with. I mean, to this day, they probably host the majority of my collection. But today I'm going to talk to you about a couple different varieties and the easiest way to propagate these plants and to care for them. And yeah, stay tuned and we're going to get into some really cool, interesting things today. So when it comes to cacti and succulents, we're going to compare kind of the similarities and differences of the two. So all cacti are succulents, but not all succulents are cacti. They are specialized basically to conserve water. So a succulent like this, you can see that these are their leaves. So succulents minimize their leaves to reduce the amount of water loss during transpiration. You can kind of think about it like breathing and perspirating. So by becoming these masters with their adaptation skills, they are able to hold water in their leaves and stems. So the cool thing about these plants is they're water thrifty, so they really don't need a lot of water. I basically tell people that if you are watering your succulents and cacti more than you pay your rent, you're probably doing it an injustice, especially as they become larger. You can see this one behind me. When they become larger, they need less and less water. You want to think about cacti and succulents kind of as a water balloon. All this in here is holding a bunch of water. So if this is all full and looking all plump, and then say you add more water, what's eventually going to happen to the water balloon once it is overflowing? It's going to pop. And for these guys, that means they rot, they become mush. And that is the easiest way people go wrong with succulents and cacti, is by giving them too much love, giving them too much attention, too much water. They're kind of plants that literally thrive on neglect. There are some different types of succulents and cacti that are a little more needy, but I mean, even the neediest of them isn't that needy. So generally when people think of cacti, they're going to think of the desert, you know, very dry, very arid regions. But not all cacti and succulents reign from those dry places. Some live in more tropical places where they'll go through a period where it's really, really dry and then go through a short period where there's a lot of intense rain and intense water. The ground gets really moist. Some of the plants, like this fishbone cacti and this variety of Ripsalis, these are epiphytes, or they're epiphytic, which means they can actually grow up onto something, but they're not harming the plant they grow onto. You if you're from South Florida, like me, to all my people back home, you can think of, like, I'm sure you've seen a dragon fruit cacti, like growing up a palm tree. So they have these aerial roots. You see that there? And what they do is once it touches what it's growing onto, it'll start attaching over time, and they'll literally just completely shoot up and grow all the way up. And same thing with these Ripsalis, but the cool thing about this one is that it hangs too. I mean, same with this one. They can both make really beautiful hanging baskets. And that's kind of another way that they've evolved over time, is just being able to not only grow into rocks, but literally to grow up and into trees and get off the ground and get in the air. All right, everyone, so let's get into it. I turned the camera around so you can get a better look at these plants, and you also can see that little guy right there. First on the roster here we have lithops, or living rock, living stone. If you know about these plants, I swear I planted it deep enough, it just grew like crazy. So the cool thing about this plant, I was just actually reading that they modified to look like this because it helps them avoid predators. They blend in with the stones and then they're less likely to be eaten. They also are completely leafless, so this is just a whole fat stem, which I think is really, really cool. You can see how thick and fat and succulent it is. I am very good about watering this. I will not water this for a long, long time because of how fat and juicy it is. So yeah, lithops. The next one I have here is a variety of Mammalera. These are one of my favorite types of cacti. They, I think of them as like the flower child cacti because they get this ring of flowers around the top that kind of looks like a little like flower crown. Yeah, and another thing about them is they tend to droop. They grow like elongated naturally. I was just reading up about it and learned that, yeah, this is how they're naturally supposed to, like their habit of growth. So I was thinking about chopping them and grafting them, but now that I know that this is all natural, I like it a little bit more. You can definitely provide a support for it to help it grow more upwards, but I think I'm gonna let mine grow, you know, out and do whatever he wants to do and see how it looks eventually. Here we have a variety of Rebutia. I love this plant because when it's soft, like touch, 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 it's not gonna spine you. Two, it's ever blooming. It has these super, super cute little blooms. I mean, mine just went into shock because it's cold as hell here, but yeah, the little blooms that come all up. Mine are yellow, but I don't know how many other colors they have. But they're slow growing, so they take a bit of time to get larger, but really cute, compact. The flowers make it an outstanding specimen to have in your collection. The next species we're going to talk about is Opuntia. And this is a prickly pear. And another, oops. Ooh. Another type of Opuntia. Ooh. Common name, bunny ear cactus. You can see why they grow these little, look like little bunnies. Fuzzy, but a little bit spiny. I want to show you how easy it is to propagate the bunny ear. Is these pads literally just fell off the plant. And yeah, they're growing. This one even has a little growth on it. And this. So another one, you can let it get large. It comes in a yellow color too, but Opuntia, really great for species of cacti. He's in many pieces right now, but this variety of Opuntia I call my old man cactus, and I've been waiting to show you guys how easily propagated this guy is. So he grew so tall, like it got giant. And this is actually the base of it. So it was split into two. I cut it, scabbed over, started growing these babies. Here is one of the small stems. And like, you see this is already sprouting. I haven't put this in the ground in a long time and it's still alive. But you need to make sure that they callus. I'm gonna show you guys, see that scab there? Trying to show it to you as best as I can. But you can feel it, nice hardened scab. And yeah, we're gonna pop him in here with the other cuttings. So literally, make a little indentation there. So this one here is Echinopsis, or ball cacti. This is probably one of the most common varieties of cacti to find in nurseries and garden centers. this is my roommate's. Hers is going a little funky too. So super cool flowers, these huge, giant, beautiful flowers. And yeah, I've had mine for about 2 years now. And every year it puts off like a new little pup. And it's getting another one right there. So yeah, love this cactus. Super easy to care for. Super common variety. This next one is called Orabia. This is one of the most unique succulents I have, and honestly one of the easiest to grow in my opinion. So I'm actually gonna show you how to keep it more full. It was going through a rough patch. It's doing a lot better now that I moved, but I'm trying to fill in this whole top so then it can be full and grow out and down. So the simple thing about them is you can literally chop them anywhere. Here's little baby, but I'm just gonna take a even cut right there. And then I'm gonna take this guy here and literally just place him on the top. So I don't know if you guys can see right there, those are little roots. So as soon as you place it down, it feels the moisture of the surface. It's gonna eventually attach its roots. And another really cool thing about this plant is that it blooms, and the blooms are really small and tiny. They usually open up in the morning and they're orange and brown, and when I tell you the pattern on them is like insane. It's so divine. I would definitely recommend this plant to anybody, and if you have this plant, give some to your friends. They're so easily propagated. Sierra has a cutting of this plant, and yeah, if you're my friend and want a cutting, let me know. Or Bia. All right, here we have a super unique and popular succulent. This is a Hoya Cari, or Cari, I don't know, but the heart Hoya. Mine is variegated actually. And these are really cool because they grow long stems and will have many different leaves. But even just as one leaf, they're very cool to have in your collection. Slow growing plants, but Hoyas are one of the most unique types of succulents in my opinion. So yeah, here's that beauty. Super popular one here. This is String of Pearls, a type of Seneco. This is my second go at String of Pearls. First time didn't work out so well, but I know a lot more information about them now. I know a lot more care tips to them now. So yeah, we're gonna give her another shot. So stay tuned, and hopefully this will be my luscious flowing string of pearls one day. All right, so this one does not completely fit in the camera, but this one, this is really exciting. I'm gonna propagate them right now, but this is not a true cacti. This is a type of euphorbia, and it's actually most related to poinsettias. How crazy is that? So yeah, no flowers for this one. It has these really cool, you can see it, these really cool feathers on it. Mine, he desperately needs to be cut. He'll look so much better, because this guy is just one whole he kills me. So we're about to give him a little cut. I'm gonna show you how to do that. I don't want him to be too short, so I think and it has a milky white sap. Do not get it on you. I need my tray. These are two things I'm gonna show you guys too. All right, let's get to cutting. I'm gonna cut them right there. Oof, see, yeah, that's it. All right, milky white sap. Do not get it on you. Oof, and yes, those spines do hurt, so be careful. Oh, he's milking. All right, let me give you a cut right there. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I mean, it hurts to see it go, but at the same time, the way it's gonna come back is gonna look so freaking cool. Oh my gosh, they are really going at it right now. Jeez, man. don't know, guys. I think that's enough now. Oh my gosh. Should I cut a little more? Oh my goodness. Alright, and the last one. Sorry, love you. You're gonna grow so nice, and I got your milk all over me. Oh. So here they are. So these are gonna need to scab, and then I'll be able to plant them, and I can plant them in the same pot and just have a really thick, fat, beautiful imposter cactus, because it's not a cacti at all. Let's talk succulents for a second. I don't know the variety of succulent this is, but I have had this succulent for a very long time. I literally grew it from one little leaf. But look at the way it's growing. I mean, beautiful, but just taking up too much space. So, can you guys see those roots under there? Oh, you can kind of see them. We're gonna give these a chop too. So I've cleaned and disinfected my pruners since my last cut. Oh man, I gotta put this up on this table. All right, here we go. Chop. And this long one too, I'm gonna go ahead and chop. Okay, so now I have these little babies in. Oops. We have those little babies in there. Let me show you these now. So these, I'm probably going to remove all the little leaflets from the bottom of the stem. I really love water propagating succulents. I know, water propagation. What? Succulents? Yes, it works really, really well. I'm gonna go grab the few that I have propagating in water and be right back. All right. You see that? All those roots. And I've had this in here for a while, and it actually was this succulent I had for 3 years. It's giant. See how huge this is? It's like the size of my hand. And it got so top heavy that I had to chop it, and I was really scared to plant it in soil because I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't work out right for me. So I thought might as well water propagate it and see how it goes. And look at all those roots. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Another really easy way to propagate succulents is by their leaves. All right, here we go. You see, you got a whole new little baby on there. And this came from the same plant up here. So all you have to do is make sure you get like the little node in there. Oh man, I have such horrible quality. I'm so sorry. But okay, right in there, there's like a little node. And yeah, you can just literally place this on the soil. You can find these laying on the grounds in nurseries. So from this, you can grow a whole new succulent just by one leaf. And yeah, they have cool little purple roots on it. This is another example of how easily propagated they are. This is a mother of 1,000, and I just chopped it and threw it on the soil. Here it is growing a bunch of new roots. So succulents are super, super easy to propagate. Oh yeah, I also wanted to show you this one. Funny thing, this just fell off of it. So yeah, this needs a cleanup. Do not come at me. I know. But, oh, and look, this was growing on the mother plant, and it already has roots. That's the cool thing about these plants. They are so easy to propagate and to share the love and to make look beautiful. I've had this for over a year now, and it's ready to be cut back and replanted. And yeah, kind of teaches you about, you know, sometimes you need a little trim back to prosper, a little setback to help you grow. This one is one of my largest succulents. It's huge and heavy. Ah, this is a type of calancho, flapjack calancho. One of my first ever plants. Easy plant. Love these. They have, you can literally see the veins in them. They're so cool. And this one and I are very connected. We've been together for many years, and I just love it. Every year it gives me a whole new pup. Maybe it should be pupping more, but it really puts all its energy into growing big and fat. So you got year 1, year 2, year 3, and now year 4. Like, how can you beat that? And this is also another plant that keeps on giving, propagated from leaves. But yeah, very minimal watering for this guy because of its very large size, but I absolutely love this plant. It's one of my favorites of all time. One of the last varieties I'm talking about today is the Sansevierias. Easy plant. I have a bunch of different ones. I actually have started water propagating them. If you follow me on my Instagram, you've probably seen these. A couple more weeks they'll have some roots developed, but yeah, super easy plant to propagate and share. A lot of benefits to having it. It's an air purifier. It's low light tolerant, it's drought tolerant. My favorite variety, this is the variety I've had the longest, and this is the Sansevieria cylindrical. African spear, elephant's toothpick, whatever you want to call it. This one is a showstopper. I've had this for 3 years too. I'm trying to pick it up while not tipping it over. So I want to show you guys. You see all those little ones, boop, coming up there and there. And over here, this thing propagates. I swear I cut 2 little pups off of it probably a month or 2 ago. Maybe like 2 or 3 months ago actually. But already popping out new ones, and I don't know, that's just a very unique variety of Sansevieria. I also, I'm losing my plants. Everything's all around me now. Okay, here it is. My roommate let me take some cuttings of her variety. I forget what this one's called, but I haven't really seen this one too much, and I'm absolutely obsessed with a little bit of variegation in it. So yeah, Sansevieria. For any final thoughts today, I'd just like to say I prefer to have my succulents and cacti in terracotta pots. It helps them prevent being overwatered. It also helps aerate the soil, so if you tend to put a little bit too much water in there, hopefully your terracotta pot will help you out a bit. And as for a soil mixture, I really prefer something with a good amount of sand, perlite, or pumice in there. Really good, fast draining soil is what you want for cacti and succulents. I really hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you liked it, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, whatever you can do to spread the word about plants. And yeah, until next time, thank you guys for tuning in. Happy planting, my friends. Thank you.